Hello, this is Eddie Gordon with W13CD TV. We're backstage live at a Mitchell Johnson concert. I'm going to try to get an interview with him and see if we can't talk to him a little bit. Hey, Mitchell!
How you doing, man?
Hey, man, how you doing? Eddie Gordon. Eddie
Mitchell
Gordon.
Johnson, nice to meet you.
All right, good to meet you. Here, take this mic. You want to sit down?
I got about 15 minutes.
Okay, all right. Well, we just wanted to sit down and talk to you a little bit. I've been watching the show, been enjoying it. It's been some great stuff because there's a lot of good Elvis tribute artists out there tonight. But I'm going to tell you, I'm really impressed, man, by the job you're doing. And just tell everybody exactly what does ETA mean. What is that?
Well, actually, that stands for Elvis Tribute Artist. And there is a difference between an ETA and an impersonator. The term impersonator went out about 10 years ago. So
okay, yeah.
We're all known as ETAs now.
Yeah. Impersonators kind of had a bad vibe to it. I think it's kind of like making fun of or spoofing kind of. But tribute artists, it's different, ain't it?
We are actually paying tribute,
yeah,
in our case, to the king of rock and roll, and in our opinion, the greatest entertainer to ever hold a microphone on stage.
Right.
We work a long time, try to perfect our craft. In years past, impersonator was basically that, somebody with an oversized jumpsuit on who got up on stage and mimicked the king of rock and roll. A lot of times not in a very flattering way, but we're trying our best to eliminate that ideal now.
Yeah.
We sure are.
Well, I mean, you actually learn the songs. You're not lip singing, and no disrespect. I mean, I've seen some folks that do a good job that are lip singing, but you actually learn. You're actually a vocalist, a great singer, and
well, thank you, Eddie. I appreciate it.
I couldn't tell. I mean, I couldn't distinguish. Was that who was really singing?
Well, we do a lot of things with background tracks. We also work with local bands and things like that. So we're versatile. We'll work with a band, as I mentioned. We'll work by ourselves, as I mentioned. And in tonight's case, I think we've got like a 4 or 5. Well, I'm 5. We've got 5 ETAs out on stage tonight here in Memphis. So I know you probably heard the crowd when it came in. It is a rocking joint tonight, no doubt.
I'm telling you, it's been a great show. I tell you, I've always been a fan of Elvis, and I've always been a fan of that whole genre of music. I mean, here we are in 2010, but I'm still stuck back there. I still like that genre of music. But I tell you what, I know you said you ain't got but 10 or 15 minutes, but just so everybody can give everybody an idea of just exactly your story. I mean, who is Mitchell Johnson? How do you what makes you tick?
Well, I am located in North Mississippi. I'm about an hour south of Tupelo, which is the birthplace of the king, as everybody generally knows. I've been performing as Elvis now for about 4 years. My career as an ETA started on a Carnival Cruise Line boat. I entered a Legends contest, aboard a cruise leaving from Orlando going to the Bahamas, and I was fortunate enough to win that leg of it. Went on to the big stage, as anyone who has been on a cruise knows what I'm talking about, with a live pit orchestra. Won that leg of it, and when I got back home, Silver Star Casino in Philadelphia, Mississippi came calling. They heard about my performance, so the local media got wind of all this, and next thing you know, I was doing everything from little Johnny's birthday parties to church events to casino events, performing some in competitions. We touched on that earlier, and everything in between, and it has been a blast.
Oh, so you mentioned churches. Elvis had a lot of great gospel songs too, and you say you do those too?
Well, the only Grammy Elvis actually won was for a gospel tune, How Great Thou Art, believe it or not. That's the only Grammy he ever won. He might have won another one, can't remember for sure, but it was for another gospel song as well.
Right.
You think, that's mind-boggling. You think about all the rock hits he came out with, starting in the 50s, all the country music he came out with, all the pop music, crossover music, and then all the gospel music. The only thing he really got recognized for, as far as the Grammy Association is concerned, was for his gospel music.
Well, Mitchell, tell us about some of your influences. Who influenced you and brought you into the ETA business? Well,
when I first got started, I had a couple of guys who were already well established in the business to help me out. One by the name of Doug Church. He has been known for several years by several different polls as ranked number one. They want number one ETA not only in the nation but worldwide.
Right.
I got to meet him in Tupelo. He's from Indiana, I think, and he sort of took me under his wing and showed me a few tricks of the trade, whatever. Another one that I crossed paths with in Philadelphia, Mississippi, at a casino was Irv Cass. Irv he's been in a couple of movies, actually. He was in the movie Almost Elvis, which was produced, I think, probably in the early 90s. That particular movie is going on almost 10 years old now. But it's a classic. It's a classic for everybody in the ETA world. So those two guys sort of took me under their wing, showed me a few tricks. They're getting a little age on them now, but aren't we all?
Yeah.
But they really helped me out a lot when I first got started. Sure did.
Well, now, you already mentioned some of this, too, but where have you been playing? Where have you been performing at? You've been performing just everywhere, I mean.
Well, that's true. That's true. Like I said earlier, as far east as Augusta, Georgia. That's as far that way as I've gone. I've performed a couple of places in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Birmingham, Pensacola, Florida, Panama City, Florida, Destin, Florida, and over in Alexandria, Louisiana. In Memphis. I've done a lot of stuff in Memphis.
Well, speaking of Memphis, you've actually performed at Graceland, ain't you?
That's correct. That's right.
Now, ain't you fixing to go back here shortly? You're going back to Graceland?
That's correct. I was lucky enough last year, 2009, to be invited to perform during Elvis Week at Graceland. Okay. And this year they called me back and asked me if I would come back and perform at Graceland as well. It's a big honor, especially
must be a huge honor, man.
It is. I mean, people from all over the world come there, and they're looking for Elvis Entertainment, and EPE, which is Elvis Presley Enterprises, is looking to put on, they want to put their best face forward. Not to say I'm their best face. There's several of us that do this, but it is an honor. I appreciate it very much, and it's something great to add to your resume too. No doubt about that.
Exactly. All right. Well, I know you got to get back in there and you got to get back to rocking the house, but I'll tell you what, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, brother.
I can't wait to talk to you again.
We'll catch you next time.
All right. Have a good day.
Thank you.
And Elvis has left the building, y'all.